The thread of human progress is spun from the flags of two natures, the passing down of genetic information through natural selection and the passing down of man-made information through the education of the young. These two modes of progress is by no means unique to the human race, for other creatures in the animal world have adapted to the environment through both Darwinian evolution and adaptatory behaviors passed down by the young observing the behavior of adult individuals. But it is a landmark achievement of human civilization that we have not only been able to adapt to our natural environment, but also adapt the environment itself to suit our needs. That is one of the primary aims of the pursuit of science. But perhaps beyond just practical purposes, we have always been attracted to science for a more intangible reason. What is science? It is but just our attempts to explain the natural world through logic and reason. Mankind's pursuit of science, therefore, can be considered as a fulfillment of our natural curiosity and thirst to understand the universe. The result of Darwinian evolution can be awe-inspiring, but the evolution by natural selection is a long process, taking thousands of generations to manifest, often longer than the time frame of history itself. Therefore, the primary mode of mankind's progress is through passing down learned information through the education of the young. The result of this in our modern age has been nothing short of a spectacular success. While in the past, human imagination went above and beyond the capabilities of science, in many ways, science has now surpassed our imagination, with fields like quantum mechanics and abstract mathematics being so inaccessible to the intuition of the common man. Science has now become a field with advanced mathematics as its language, the consensus of its practitioners as authoritative but not infallible doctrine, a treasury of knowledge with its keys entrusted only to the magisterium of the trained academia. While the common man may never come to comprehend the intricacies of any scientific field, through a lengthy process of education, experts in each field have been raised up, acting now as the vanguards in the campaign to push the frontiers of scientific knowledge. Yet, will it ever come to a point in time that the second flags of progress, biological evolution, will be weaved into a barrier to continued scientific progress? For our human mind did not evolve to grapple with abstract scientific and mathematical concepts. Could there be a fundamental limit to how completely we can understand the universe, with this limit being the very construct of the human brain? If so, then it must be necessary to artificially initiate the next step in human evolution. One can imagine the construction of a self-sustaining artificial intelligence system capable not only of learning from its environment, but also capable of altering its very architecture and construction, thus evolving in its attempts to achieve breakthroughs in fields of scientific inquiry. While its initial form would be constructed by humans and thus subject to the same limitations of the human cognition, in an ideal situation, the system would soon evolve beyond its initial state, becoming a system of cognition transcending the limits of flesh and blood. But is that really what we want? For in our discourse thus far, we have just talked about logic and reason, the cognitive faculties of the human brain. But such a perspective ignores the other aspect of the human mind, that is, the affective and emotional part of our brains. While logic and reason is designed to be objective, emotions are subjective. The same stimulus can evoke vastly different emotional responses in different individuals. The ancient Stoics and modern-day adherents of rationalism have thus despised the emotional self, seeing its inconsistency as an indicator of unreliability. Yet the truth remains that it is a fundamental aspect of ourselves, integral to our identity as individuals of the human race. Just like how we need both a left hand and the right hand to properly handle tools, perhaps we need both reason and emotion to be able to arrive at truth. What is truth? Truth is not just the summation of facts. If truth was like a house, facts would be its bricks, but the architectural plan as well as the foundation on which the house is built are indispensable in determining the final result. So perhaps the architectural plan is the correct interpretation of the facts, and the foundation is the context in which we have to understand the facts in. But is truth enough? What use is truth if it cannot save a person? What use is truth if it cannot heal our emotional hurt and strife? We assume that truth will dispel confusion, but will truth really bring clarity? Or will it bring greater confusion if the truth does not agree with our most immediate experiences and observations of the world? And even if we, with our human brains, manage to comprehend the truth, how will we know if it be really true? For we are all created in the same way, fashioned in our mother's womb. Why will we not then all err in the same fashion and agree on something which ends up being untrue? But does it then really matter? For if our emotions are an accurate indicator of truth, and there exists perhaps a spiritual portion of ourselves, one that is beyond the realm of logic, then perhaps anything that brings us peace indeed has some truth to it.